Hey, let's slap a number on this since we got the crew.
This is episode number 192.
Yes, Heidi, nice to see you again.
You too. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a while, yeah.
Have you enjoyed your time away from us?
Yes and no. Yes and no. It's nice to be home, but
I know, especially flying in for an hour show and back.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was a good day.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we're talking about the Louisville show a couple of weeks back. Kids, go and watch the episodes. Catch up. We'll wait.
Yeah. There is an accompanying episode that bookends the gig right after we picked up Heidi from the airport and right before we dropped her off. Yeah. It was very fun.
Anybody check their passports? See if they need a new passport?
I definitely need a new one.
All right. It's going to be a recurring, I can sense this is going to be a recurring theme every week. Chad, passport? How do you right?
I think I am. I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's still good.
Well, you were a drug mule for a while, right? You actually used to help the Mexicans bring the drugs across, right?
Yeah, I have different ways of getting in and out of the country.
Okay. We guess we shouldn't talk about that on air since some of our friends are narcs and don't show up for the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Marker.
Yeah. So good. We have the tour booked, and we have talking to some people about some dates, which we're going to be able to announce in the next week. There's Ben. I see Ben behind you.
See Ben? Oh yeah,
what
there he is.
Photogenic boy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Chad, don't say me. Don't say me.
Can you hear that?
So good. We have so we're going to have some dates to post, and spoke to a lot of people about this tour. It's going to be fun.
Speaking of which, we had a friend of ours. You were watching one of your favorite YouTube channels today, right?
No, it was today, Tuesday, Slapper Day. Hi, Ben. Yeah. Look at that handsome boy. Hi, Ben. Just a note for viewers at home, the one in the foreground of Heidi's screen, that's Ben. Look at him. He's you. That's a good boy. He's actually a porn star in Phoenix. I don't know if you know this, but Heidi leaves and goes out of town. He shags everything. There's a line outside. Anyway, we shouldn't talk about that. Drug mules and dog shaggers, all that stuff. But
those golden retrievers, man.
Yeah, man, they're just anyway. So the Doug Stanhope podcast, which if you are not a subscriber, fix that right now. Just go and subscribe. I promise you. You just he doesn't do material on he's not a stand-up comedian, the greatest stand-up comedian of all time, if you ask me. But he doesn't do material on there. He's not on there riffing, and some of the shit that comes out is hilarious. But it's a brilliant podcast. I was intently listening to it as I'm working around the house, and I heard Blaggards. I said, and it's Doug Stanhope says your name. It's like the voice of God. You just, Jesus Christ, what did he just say? So I thought maybe he was choking on something. But it wasn't. They were talking about our canceled tour, because we were supposed to play in his hometown of Bisbee, Arizona. And, of course, that all went tits up. And but they were talking about, and his manager, actually both of, I'd say managers, Tracy and Greg Chaley, they are as funny and as brilliant as he is. And sometimes his wife, Bingo, will be on there. But it's just tremendous to listen to them talk about like I said, it's like the voice of God. Does Bruce Springsteen, call your name during sex? I don't give a fuck. Doug Stanhope said our name,
And he said it properly.
Yes, he did. There was not a sound.
No leading article anywhere in the vicinity. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'll put a link to Doug's stuff down in the description, show notes, etc.
Yeah.
But it's funny because Greg had been telling you, I think it was back when you were booked, before the tour got canceled, you told me that you were talking with Greg and he'd been trying to get Doug to do video, because they've been doing the podcast for years, but it was always audio only, and Doug just didn't want to do the video. And somehow Greg finally talked him into it, I guess, sometime this summer.
Yeah, like I said, Greg runs the show. He does the audio, and he cuts it up, and he has a couple of podcasts that are really, really, really interesting. just much like our Chad. It's essential to go on there and get to know the cast because they'll have rotating personalities come in and out. Some local, some semi-local, some the Joe Rogan podcast. I saw a couple of episodes of Doug on his podcast, and Joe Rogan would say the same thing. He said, Doug, there's nobody better. You're the top, blah blah blah, and just to have that affirmation. Not that we need it. We know he's the best, but his supporting crew, which I'll just say that the cast around him are as brilliant as he is. There's never a pissing contest. There's never they're not working out bits for his show, but some of the stuff is just so funny. And once you get to know the cast, it's
yeah.
I say shoot your TV and sign up for this stuff because it's better than anything you're going to get. Just
part of it is I think they've known each other for so long because he met Greg and Tracy right in Alaska at Chilkoot Charlie's.
Well, they had a long history there. Greg was Mitch Hedberg's manager for a long time,
right?
And Mitch and of course going way back, the Joe Rogan and Doug Stanhope things. It didn't start there, but I believe that the Man Show with Jimmy Kimmel and whatever Jimmy's lapdog's name was, I can't remember. I don't care. They did the Man Show, which was very lowbrow, but quite some of the skits that they came up with were actually quite brilliant. And they don't talk about it much. They don't I would be pushing that shit. But it was great. But yeah, the history is fantastic. He has two books which I highly recommend. There's no Encore for the Donkey, which is out now. It hasn't been in paperback for a long time. But the Digging Up Mother was when I sat down and just cried with laughter throughout the whole book. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't recommend them highly enough. Just go read and check out the podcast. But I want to go back to Ireland here for a second because we were talking about some of the people that we're going to have coming up on this program. We're going to be interviewing a couple of Irish kids we've talked about on the show. Some we have not, but all are just immensely connected to the Irish rock scene, be it immediate or secondhand or third, fourth generation, whatever it is. It's just. But it's we have some people that are coming on that are going to be quite fascinating. So stay tuned to that. But I just wanted to say as well that we had spoken to young Heidi. She is in Phoenix and she's been you've been doing some corporate gigs. You've been doing some weddings.
Yeah. It picks up in October. It's kind of crazy. Moving
I talked to her today and she was going, "What the fuck is going on? I'll call you back."
Almost, yeah. It was a little chaotic earlier.
Yes.
We're supposed to get this storm tomorrow, and everybody is busy with weddings or some kind of events tomorrow. It just, I don't know. Well, it's probably October. The weather gets really nice in the evenings. So everything is busy and every musician is booked. And now everybody's panicking about, the weather coming in that we never have. It's like nobody knows what to do with it. So all kinds of logistics are changing. Some events are moving inside, and that changes the picture of everything. And then I think before wedding players are like scoping out where they're going to run if it does start.
Just off the fiddle.
Yeah, you run with the fiddle for sure. But wedding planners like to pretend like weather's not going to happen in Phoenix, and they won't do anything about it until they absolutely have to. And so, you're just kind of like, okay, so there's no plan B. There's no, rainy day plan here. No. Oh no, it's not going to happen.
Well, the whole country's been without rain for so long. It's sorry to our friends on the East. I know you've been dealing with more than your share, more than anybody's fair share, but the rest of the country has been so just. We spoke about this too when we went up to Montana for the festival. Every river, every reservoir, every puddle, just gone. The water's gone, and there's just been no rain. I think the last time we saw rain 2 days, maybe 3 days in the month of August. Not even a significant amount, and then It was dry before that. June, July were miserable rain-wise. You know, we were scheduled to have a couple of days. Today is Tuesday, so we were supposed to have Sunday, Monday. Then it went to Sunday, and we'll tell you what happens next week. Tune in, cliffhanger. And so it's madness. It's absolutely mad. And I understand Phoenix, too. I understand how you don't make a plan for rain because you never fucking get it. Why would you?
Swear.
You know? It's like Ben, he said, you know, I don't need to go see the vet. I'm just shagging chicks. But I guess he says bitches, right? I don't know what the kids say these days, but yeah.
I tell him to watch his mouth around me.
Yeah. He will. Okay, so okay. Has everybody got something to kill and to revive?
Yep.
Oh, you are? All right. Look at you doing your homework. I'm going to start. Give you a chance to repent or, you know, just rethink. There's a song that I detest, and I've detested it since it came out. So it hasn't grown on me, and it hasn't gotten any better. And it, thankfully, it's not played near as much as it was. But it's a song called "I Will Follow" by U2. Not a U2 fan, but that song, God damn, it's like "Satisfaction" by the Stones. It's like one part, nothing else, you know. So that was immediate, like, great song to get rid of. And then the song that I'd like to, and you, please chime in if you want to, but make it next week because we're in a hurry. A song to revive is, again, it's not a big stretch for me, but it's a song that I've been blaring lately. One of Iron Maiden's records that has just sat out, and again, our beloved June Narnia called me up one time. He goes, "What's Iron Maiden this?" She talks just like this. If you close your eyes, you'd swear that she's in the room talking to you. But if you, she calls up and she goes, "If you had to pick one Iron Maiden record that was the best of all time, what would it be?" I was like, you tell me, June, you obviously know. And she said Killers, and which I thought about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I hated the fact that she was right. She was 100% right. There's not one bad song on the record. But pushing forward into the 80s, when after the 80s, when Bruce Dickinson said, I believe it was in, I want to say Poland, but he's a skinny little git on its own home recording, and he said, "You can't play synthesizers in metal." And then you push forward into Summer in Time, they start using synthesizers, and he's like, "Oh shit!" So the song that opened up the album, "Seventh Son of a Seventh Son," is a song called "Moonchild." And Iron Maiden have been doing the same thing since 70 something, mid 70, late 70. They open up, they put song one, and that's how the show's going to start. That's how this tour is going to begin. And "Moonchild" is one of those songs where it grabs you, and it just doesn't let you go. It's brilliant. It's so well done, so well played, and it's just got such a great. It's got everything Maiden in it, but it's just it's to me one of those songs that has not aged a day. So anyway, that's my thing.
It reminded me where that falls in their catalog. Was that after the Blaze Bayley period?
Oh God, no. Blaze Bayley wasn't even that. Yeah, Blaze Bayley. Yeah. Blaze Bayley was still flipping burgers in Birmingham. In Birmingham.
Was that the last one they did before Bruce left?
No. This is so Summer in Time, Seventh Son. Oh God. See, why do you ask me so many questions? I'll look it up.
That's all right. My sense of their 90s, really anything after Power Slave, I'm like, I don't know, because I just haven't gone that far. I bought all their 80s stuff. Most of it anyway.
Yeah. And just anybody listening, if you like anything a little heavier than I don't know, it's just they're not thrash metal. Everything that they do is melodic, and again, it is heavy. It's a little faster. But it's just well done, and everything that they do on record, they can do live, and they do it well. They sound. We were semi-reviewing the show I saw in Austin a few weeks back, and they're playing as good as they've ever played, in my opinion. And the singer Bruce is sounding as good as I think I've ever heard him sound, and I've seen them a lot. So yes. Cool. But "Moonchild" on the Seventh Son record, check it out. Definitely, right. I highly recommend. U2 don't.
Yeah.
Speaking of U2, which one of you two want to go next? Boom!
Heidi, why don't you take it?
Okay, so tomorrow is my high school reunion. I can't remember how many years, too many years. And
4.
I know a ton of bad songs from the 90s, just to give it away. And so I did a little, Google search, and it's Friday. I'm in love. I hate that song. I hate that song. I hope you don't like that song. Somebody's going to like it, and half the high school is going to be like, see, we knew you wouldn't come to the reunion, and we knew you didn't like it. But,
no, I get it.
But that song is so annoying. Well, anything like using the days of the weeks and like a guitar sounds like one of those wind-up music boxes, the little tiny one. That's what the guitar sounds like to me. Ding, 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 ding. And then, I don't know. If you just use the days of the week for a song, it's so Sesame Street.
That's a good one. Again, it wouldn't have been one that crept up on me and I'd kill, or I'd creep up on and kill, but I can see that. It makes sense. And I have to say, you do have a knack for killing songs. I'll give you that. You've been doing some winners lately. So even if I did like it, I would let it slide. So let's revive one. What do you got to revive?
Okay, to revive, I'm a little guilty of having to look something up on this one too, because I couldn't decide on something, and I was looking at Sun Records, so their greatest hits album, so some Memphis blues.
Oh, good, yeah.
There's a song. One of the songs on that is Bearcat. Rufus Thomas recorded it. It's like Hound Dog. It's kind of a spin-off of Hound Dog, but it's got that real R&B unbeatable groove with serious guitar, raw guitar playing. But it is so well done by him. It's really cool. I had not listened to it before. I saw it on the list and went, "What's Bearcat?" But boy, is that a good R&B Memphis blues song. You gotta listen.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up now, so I'm writing this in.
1953, the single, the vinyl was
the year Chad was born.
It's that far back, so
wow.
Sure.
Yeah, that's wow, beautiful.
Very cool. Yeah, I got to write this shit down.
Yeah.
I almost want to know why Elvis didn't do Bearcat instead of Hound Dog. When you listen to it, you'll be like, wonder why.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, if I eat any more peanut M&Ms tonight, I'm going to be seeing him tonight.
I had a peanut M&M craving the other day. It's been 2 weeks without peanut M&M. This is a whole other story, but we'll do this again. Chad, get to killing.
All right, I second guessing my choices now because your choices are so cool. But Golden Earring, I'm going to kill one of their songs and bring back. Well, it doesn't really need bringing back because it's played all the time. But there's 2 songs of theirs, which is the only 2 songs you ever hear of theirs on the radio. I'm going to kill one of them and then praise the other one. Radar Love.
I was going to write it down and hold it up. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I've never been fond of that song. It's not terrible, but it just kind of sounds like Steppenwolf and the Doors, kind of got together and did his so I don't, it's enough said about that song. It's just, it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of pedestrian sounding, the verse structure of it in particular. The one I really love, I'd never get sick of hearing, and is really the only other song of theirs I know, is Twilight Zone. And that song, it's cheesy, it's schlocky. The lyrics are really goofy, but the groove, I just love that song because it's just so strange. And you do hear it a lot. I hear it at HEB sometimes. I'm shopping. I'm like, oh, cool. Do. That's my favorite part of the song is that breakdown in the middle and that just wonderfully crafted guitar solo that's in that section, the way it builds up. The bass tone's fantastic in that song. I just love everything about it, down to the weird lyrics where he says, feels like being cloned, which is how could you know what it feels like to be cloned? But that's,
Maybe it was the clones writing the song.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really dig that song. And I've never really attempted even to listen to any of their other stuff. And I feel like I should because there's just not a whole lot of their songs you hear. It's pretty much those 2 songs are the only ones you ever hear.
I could be wrong, but I want to say that you've either killed, or not killed, but I think you might have molested or maybe sweet talked that song before because we've spoken about that song before.
Yeah, because I that's one I really would love to cover. Because I think I told you, Heidi, that guitar solo is a lot of guitar solos could be done on fiddle, but that one I think is particularly suited for it because there's a lot of he's doing what you would call double stops on fiddle.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
It's kind of a sawing rhythm. He's doing na 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 at the end of the solo, and I thought it would be really neat to hear that.
Very cool. Hey, I've got a lightning round for you, and then we're going to get out of here because we got like I said, we really did. We had to grab Heidi out of the stratosphere today, and we had to raise Chad from the dead today because I do want to point you toward, maybe Chad, you put a link in the notes here, but Chad's new podcast, and I want you to go on bitchesorus.com and have a look at Ben in action. It's got some clips there of his new porno that's coming out on DVD. And,
congratulations, Ben.
Yeah, it's called Hole of the Moon, HOLE of the Moon, and it's just basically a doggy style video. Anyway, so I'm going to do a little thing called, this is brand new. If this is your first time to SlapperCast, kids, strap in. This has never been done before, but I'm going to just attack these two for a minute. I'll join in if they want me to answer, but I'm just going to do a very, very quick lightning round. Okay?
Okay.
Ready? Chad, I'm going to start with you. Okay. Favorite band that we've ever played with, just off the top of your head, go. How do you be thinking?
Screaming Orphans.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay. Are you going to say Ditto, or what are you going to say, Heidi?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one.
I know.
I love Screaming Orphans, but...
I know you do.
You just said that. So, yeah, I like Flatfoot 56.
56. 65 is good, too. They'll take that. They'll take that, too. And again, we just would say to you kids listening, check them out, Flatfoot 56 and Screaming Orphans. If you like Irish rock and roll and you like a little bit extra and whatnot, go listen to that. Favorite band that we've played with, I'm going to say, I see lightning round and I can't even think. I'm going to say, have we ever played with Iron Maiden? No. So I'm going to say favorite band that we've ever played with. Well, there's so many, and there's favorite band. Who got off the stage the fastest? I'm just going to say for giggles, I'm going to say Cowboy Mount. All right. Now, this is not very lightning because I should be able to spit this out, but I just want to just give you some parameters, some little rules, just a tiny little guideline here. Okay, Heidi, I'm going to start with you this time. But any band on the road right now, so Queen, and Queen, when Freddie died, that was the end of Queen. Don't ask any questions. That's just how it is. End of story, right? So I'm just saying any band that's kind of on the road right now, like, so Chad, David Bowie is no longer here. I know he's in your record collection and he's in your mind, but he's not here. So just any band right now, right there he is. Who would you like to see us open for? Anybody?
Oh,
Heidi.
Oh my goodness. That's a brutal question.
It is brutal. I'm just telling you this, and especially first-time SlapperCast listeners, this has never been done before. I want to torture these people. That's why Turbo went to get his hair dyed tonight, because he was terrified that I was going to spring this on him, and he was going to say, Spice Girls. And anyway, so you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we don't have to go over well. We don't have to match. I'm just saying anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Oh, that's too hard. I guess, well, I don't know. I want to say Metallica.
Ooh.
Oh, that's very random. Wait, okay, Metallica. I want to open for Metallica.
That's a really good one, and half because I had thought of using that, but damn it, go ahead, Chad, open for.
My mind immediately went to Steve Earle, and because I'm thinking pragmatically, just by default. He's still touring, and I know that we play a lot of his stuff, and I don't know, I haven't seen one of his shows in a while. My mom saw him recently, so So I don't know what kind of show he's putting on now. If it's laid back or country or just sometimes he's done rock and stuff. And
yeah.
So, but I just love the guy, and I know that a lot of his music is in our music. So I think I think his fans might dig us. So
yeah, no question. Yeah. Like I was kind of,
I would love to meet him.
I'm going straight off the deep end because I don't want to, but like Heidi said, I was just going for numbers. So I was going to say, I would like us to open for U2 only for the sheer, right? Right. So
yeah.
Now there's only a couple more. Chad, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Okay.
But who would be the biggest guest that you'd ask to come sit in with us, and who would be the best chance of saying yes? And don't say
for
Dave.
The show?
Don't say Dave Grohl, because if anybody says fucking Dave Grohl, I'll fucking kill you both. So
you're talking about SlapperCast guest, right?
No. Band on stage.
Band on stage. Ah.
Who would join us on stage? And Dave Grohl would go to the opening of a fucking envelope, so he doesn't count. So I'm just taking that one off the table. Who is the biggest name in rock and roll or any genre that you would ask to come on the stage with us, and that would say yes? And Heidi, if you want to go first, you go ahead. It looks like you're.
I don't know. It would be fun to, and it's just because it's fresh in my mind. But ZZ Top, that would be kind of fun.
Yes, and he would say yes. Billy would say yes. Frank would say yes.
That would be fun.
That fucking drum set, which I would keep. So
yeah.
Chad, go ahead.
I would love to even just to hang out with, but to play with him for 5 seconds would be awesome. Reeves Gabrels from Tin Machine, and now incidentally The Cure. I've interacted with him on Facebook a couple of times. He's really just the coolest guy, incredibly creative, just a down to earth dude. And I met him in New York when he played with.
Well, I was saying biggest star, so I was going to say Bruce Springsteen. Why? Because A, he would do it, and B, he is second to none as far as performance goes, and I think that it would kind of match the thing. So that was my, and I had a little bit more time to think of it since I was.
The distant thunder round, we'll call it.
Yeah. That would be good. So Heidi went first last time. So Chad, it's back to you. I want to say any venue in the whole world ever of all time, go. Where would you want to play? Blaggards today.
Red Rocks.
Red Rocks, good one. Good one, Heidi.
The Grand Ole Opry.
Ooh, very Blaggards.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I was going Rock and Rio again. I'm going all fucking numbers. So I just want 500,000 people going. What? Anyway, so okay, very good. Last one, and this is the easiest one of all. Heidi, you're going to start, but just right now, get on a plane, or even in America, just anywhere. Favorite country to play right now?
Oh, well, Ireland for sure.
Ireland. Chad?
That's the only other country I've ever played in. So.
No. I said anyone to go and play in right now. Anywhere to go in the world. Just get on a plane and go.
It'd be cool to go. We've talked about going to Japan, and that's where the Gothard sisters just went there for the umpteenth time. They've done that a bunch of times. We've talked about it years ago. I think it'd be really neat to do that.
Check them out too, kids. Really good, fun Celtic stuff. Sisters, you're really easy to look at if you know. And that's very good. Check them out too. That's a good one. I would say Australia only because I just want to go and sit in a fucking plane for 3 days. Just kidding. But yeah, Australia as well. You know, also to see who survives, see if we all survive, because everything in Australia wants to fucking kill you. So it's going to be.
Yeah,
so I want to.
I know we've got fans. I know we have fans on them. So
Yep. So speaking of that, I know we've gone over time. I just want to say, A, sign up, subscribe, hit subscribe, be a regular. B, check out our tour at blaggards.com. We're doing a Doc's Irish tour in October of 2023, and also check the website because we're adding dates daily. I do want to say to our friends in Phoenix that we will be there in January. We have confirmed that we're going to be at the Dubliner. We have confirmed that we're going to be in another place just outside of Phoenix. Wink, and then we're going to do anyway. So we're going to have a weekend we're going to announce those things this week. So today, Tuesday, should be up by Thursday, maybe Friday.
Yep.
But please stay in touch with us. And check out the Doug Stanhope podcast, please, because if we get him to say his name again, we get him to say our name again, we're going to do a competition, and details to be announced. Anyway, but I just want to say, Heidi, thank you for showing up. Ben, thank you for showing up. Take it easy. Put some ice down there in the undercarriage. You know, a little trick of the trade. Chad, thank you for showing up. We're going to see Turbo on here next week, kids. And just please, if you're watching today and you watch next episode, just please say, great job on your hair. He will be so delighted. And Heidi, also, just another thing too, this is kind of a SlapperCast-ish thing, but it's we're having our first recording at a new studio, not a studio, it's my studio. Next Thursday, we're going to be doing some stuff, just a 3-piece, because Heidi is stuck in Phoenix. But we're going to send it to you, Heidi. And then if SlapperCast, if you guys have any, especially our Patreon people who we thank you. If our Patreon people want to hear some of this stuff, we're going to be sending Heidi some stuff. So if you're so inclined, put it in the comments. Let us know if you want to see it. If you want to hear some of it. We got a couple of original ideas. We got some covers that we're redoing and stuff like that. So a lot of cool stuff. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for telling your friends. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for saying no to drugs. Thank you for buying Ben's new DVD, Bitches Up. And yeah. What?
Okay.
Let's take that out.